That is a lot of fresh vegetables. Welcome to your guardian chef, your angel in the kitchen. Today we are making a torta salata with zucchini and mushroom. This southern Italian version of a quiche, with plenty of vegetables but no cream, is a real crowd pleaser. One I often make for girlfriend lunches with great success. What makes it so successful are the perfectly balanced flavors. You get the light taste of zucchini combining beautifully with the earthy mushrooms. Then there's the richness from eggs and stringy cheese and that extra crunch from bacon. Though the bacon is optional, of course, you can easily omit it for vegetarians. Despite being tasty and rich, the abundance of vegetables keeps it light and fresh. For the base, it uses a thin layer of buttery, flaky pastry made from scratch. What's great is that you can prepare it ahead of time and bake it just before your guests arrive. These are the ingredients you need for the pastry, and these are the ingredients you need for the fillings. The measurements are in the description below. This is my preferred vegetable combination, but you can certainly use any other vegetables as long as they are fresh and in season. I recommend homemade short crust pastry for the best result, but if you're short on time, a store-bought pie crust is an option for convenience. Good news is, this recipe doesn't require blind baking. Let's start by making the short pastry. First, let's mix the flour, room temperature butter, egg, salt and water in a mixer. For the butter, make sure you use it when it's at room temperature but not melted. A good idea is to take it out of the fridge about an hour before you start. If you happen to forget, just cut it into small chunks and mix it a bit longer, making sure there are no large butter chunks left. And don't forget that pinch of salt for flavor, or the 2 tablespoons of water. It helps make the dough smooth and prevents cracking when you're rolling it out later. Wrap the dough in cling foil and let it rest in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Chilling the dough after mixing is key. Allow at least 30 minutes, or you can even make it the day before as there is no raising agent. Now for the filling. In a large frying pan, stir-fry the onion in butter and olive oil over medium heat. As the onion becomes translucent, add the bacon and the zucchini. When choosing zucchini, use the small, thin regular ones, as large ones tend to be watery and seedy. If you happen to be in the Ligurian region during the season, zucchini trombetta from Albania are excellent, but they are hard to find elsewhere. Stir fry until they begin to brown and add a pinch of salt. Once the zucchini are soft and brownish, add the mushrooms cut into quarters. Regular white fresh mushrooms are fine here, or you could use cremini. Wild mushrooms like porcini or chanterelle or even dried porcini would work beautifully too. Just try to avoid teriyaki mushrooms for this one. If you have zucchini flowers, now's the time to add them. They're an optional but great addition if you can find them during the summer. Just be sure there are no insects inside and use them the same day they blossom. Continue to cook until the mushrooms are slightly brown but still chunky. Move the cooked vegetable mixture into a large bowl and let it cool down for at least 30 minutes. Just the salt if needed. It's important that the filling is cooled to room temperature before you add the eggs and the cheese and pour it into the chilled pastry shell. Keep in mind that mushrooms release a lot of water when cooking, so it's important we drain the filling well after cooling to prevent a soggy crust later. If you want to plan ahead, you can prepare all the vegetables and the pastry dough the day before, then just assemble and bake right before serving. While we wait, we prepare the pan. Butter the baking tin and cover the bottom with a baking sheet. I suggest using a metal pan, not silicone, preferably one with a removable bottom. This gives you a crunchier crust and makes it easy to remove later. Roll out the dough on a lightly floured surface. As you roll, make sure it's large enough to cover the pan, bottom and sides. A little trick is to roll the pastry around your rolling pin to lift it and transfer it easily into the pan. Try to avoid any air pockets between the pastry and the pan when you lay it down. Lay the pastry in the tin and cut the extra pastry to even the edges. Pierce the pastry with a fork. This lets the air escape while cooking, so the base doesn't lift up. Now we put the pastry-lined tin back in the fridge for at least 15 minutes while the oven warms up to 355 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. This second chill is what really helps make the crust flaky as the butter re-solidifies. Once the vegetables are cold, we prepare the filling. Add the eggs and the shredded Gruyere cheese to the cooled vegetables and give it a good mix. You can use any other stringy cheese that are local to you. In the south of Italy, I use provola cheese. Pour the mixture into the chilled, short pastry crust and distribute evenly. Make sure you have drained off any excess liquid that the mushrooms released, as they would make the crust soggy, and we don't want that. Bake it in a hot oven at 355 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius, for 35 minutes. Let it rest for at least 10 minutes before removing it from the pan, otherwise the crust will break. This quiche should be served warm or at room temperature, but not piping hot. It's really a complete meal on its own, needing only a simple side salad dressed with some extra virgin olive oil and salt. It keeps well in the fridge for several days in an airtight container, and I find the flavour often improves the next day. When reheating, please don't use the microwave, as the pastry will become soggy. If you want a gluten-free version without crust, you can make this baked frittata. For more vegetable recipes, check out the playlist above. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to use all the vegetables I have in the fridge.